Okay, today we are playing a game on Watchpoint Gibraltar. We are in the Platinum SR range, and we'll be playing Reinhardt the entire way through. And I don't know what our team comp is today, because honestly I just kind of forgot to look. Yeah, that's how professional I am. Are you gonna go back and look? No. No, basically not. So we've seen they have a Doomfist. That's a little bit upsetting for us, because, you know, we're playing Reinhardt. Doomfist doesn't particularly play well with Reinhardt. Well, there Reinhardt's up to no good, trying to charge that guy. Alright, everybody stop. Everybody stop right now. Everybody stop what you're doing. I just want to point out, Farah just got punched to death by Doomfist. I just really want everyone to think about that for a minute. Alright, so, anyway. Reinhardt didn't pin anybody, we're being punched by Doomfist. That sure does feel bad, but not as bad as what's about to happen to us. Ho 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 ho. You'll like this one. Oh, let's countercharge Doomfist. Oh, shit. Oh, wait. I'm alive. Hi. Bye. So, that's very unfortunate. Yeah. It annoys me the way the bubble works with, like, countercharging, because I've seen so many different things happen. Sometimes you countercharge off the person anyway, right? You just bonk off each other even though you're meant to be immune to ground control. Sometimes you'll bonk into each other and you'll just stop dead in place like you hit a wall while the other person is knocked down. And sometimes you'll just pin the person anyway, like what happened right there. And no, it's not remarkably consistent at all. I've seen all of these things happen just basically at the whim of the game. And this is the case with all of the things that you can countercharge, like Doomfist, the other Reinhardt, Bob. I've seen it. The bubble does not play well with countercharging. The game never is really quite sure what to do, and it seems to pick something different every time. And in that case, you know, it was basically the worst possible situation for us right there. Normally, getting the pin on the dude, even though you shouldn't have, works out great, but not when you're right next to the edge. So we've almost got Earth Shatter built up. There, Reinhardt shouldn't really be standing all the way up here, but he was anyway. Now he's dead. I would have honestly Earth Shattered these two people right here, because if we kill both of them, we've killed both their tanks and we've killed Mercy. At that point, we should be able to push, like, basically the entire way through without really being contested. They'd get back in time just to contest us. Oh, God, excuse me. Oh, my God. They'd get back just in time to contest us right at the end, but I mean, we're about that point, we're right at the end, so I'm okay with it. We did kill Doomfist regardless, not Doomfist, Roadhog regardless. The other big man, but he's big in a different way than Doomfist is, you know? In the end, it's not really mattered. We've basically been winning the game regardless, so that's all cool. Don't do this, where you just run forward swinging your hammer at them like that, because that's, not really good practice, because you're just gonna get shot at, and the other Reinhardt might go, I'll Earth Shatter. So we Earth Shatter right here. We didn't get Mercy because she got punched into orbit right at the time we used Earth Shatter, which is very unfortunate. We also missed Reinhardt, I think, for the same reason, though he might have been knocked down in the air. Which is also not very helpful regardless. So, hey, that was a fine enough time to use Earth Shatter, but Doomfist decided to use his buttons at the same time, so it didn't really go great for us. All in all, things are going fine. We've been winning the fight the entire time, basically. A bit of an optimistic pin. There was a few ways he could have gone to try and avoid that, but I would have tried the same thing regardless. Boy, the bitrate sure does go to shit on this video as soon as a particle effect appears, doesn't it? So there, Reinhardt's back again. We've got Earth Shatter again, so this is very exciting for us. I think we could have just about hit both of them. Yeah, if we, if we pivot right here and Earth Shatter at Roadhog and Mercy, we'd get both of them. They weren't standing behind Reinhardt's shield. Mercy might have got round the corner in time, but I would have tried to go for the Earth Shatter on both of them for the exact same reason as before. That right there is an extremely optimistic Earth Shatter to go for, basically just going, I sure hope he takes his shield down. Which can very easily result in sadness, and it did in this case. I would have preferred to try and go for the Roadhog and Mercy as they were exposed from the shield. And again, if Mercy's dead, hey, great. If we can kill Roadhog as well, even better. So, even though we were winning the fight for... got a bit of latency. Even though we were winning the fight for probably a good, like, 3 minutes, basically, we still ended up losing the fight. Isn't that absolutely incredible? Basically, like, we got earth-shattered, we didn't earth-shatter them, and that was pretty much the tipping point back there. Which is often the case for Reinhardt. Reinhardt can, no one can throw the game quite as efficiently as Reinhardt can. You can also carry the game quite efficiently, because you can just earth-shatter the entire enemy team and win, you know? But at the same time, you can eat shit pretty hard. Did he just earth-shatter? He turned the sound up a little bit so I can actually fucking hear shit. Yes, he did. Right there. That was him earth-shattering. I don't think he hit anybody. No, he might have done. Doesn't look like it. McCree's using Deadeye as we're doing this, so that's very scary. He didn't have time to lock on, so that's alright. We got away with that one. Yeah, that's fair enough. To nitpick, don't jump. Because we jumped before we earth-shattered. Don't earth-shatter when you're in the air, but that's also fair enough to earth-shatter the 2 healers. Ooh, bit of latency again. Just, you know, don't jump when you earth-shatter. You don't want to give the enemy more time to react to than you absolutely have to give them. Earth-shatter already gives you a pretty big window of time to react to. You don't need to make it any bigger. I don't know exactly how big the window to react is, no, so... It's pretty big, though. Like, it's not hard to react to, once you get used to it anyway. Oh, look, they have a Sombra now. So we came up to start body blocking them, basically. That's fair enough. We're kind of getting bullied by Roadhog right now, but it's basically going to be very hard for us to die from that position regardless. Unless our whole team just, like, wrote us off. That's unfortunate for us that he didn't get to actually hit the wall because he was busy being eaten to death by a phantasmal dragon. How inconsiderate of him to not give us the kill. So, we've gone on quite the journey, haven't we, over the last, like, 20 seconds or so. We ended up in the spaceship by the end of that one. That's alright, we won the entire fight, so that's great. Now we can start getting... We basically get to push up to the hard part of the checkpoint for free, but I mean, that's usually how this checkpoint goes. There, Reinhardt's dead. That's nice for us, because we've got Earth-Shatter. It makes it a lot easier to Earth-Shatter them. Doomfist back here being annoying, it's very hard for us to really do anything to Doomfist, so I really would rather we just don't bother at all. Because at this point, like, he has to fuck up to let us kill him, because he's out of our range at this point, so he has to, like, really fuck up for us to kill him from here. And I'd rather just not bother. Like, it's very hard for Reinhardt to kill a lot of people like Doomfist. I would have had the exact same thing happen to me right there, so that's fair enough. Didn't block the Earth Shatter. That's very sad, obviously. We were very far back, so it's not like we could really block much of the Earth Shatter regardless, but even so, we did not block the Earth Shatter, which should always be taken as a mistake. There are, no situation. I was going to say there are very few situations. Let's be real. There are no situations in which you want the Earth Shatter to hit your team. So anytime you can block the Earth Shatter and you didn't, even if just for yourself, you fucked up. So we're all the way over here now, but we just leave. So, you know. Good job, Reinhardt. He did get to pin us, so he got to build up a lot of ult charge off of that one. I'd like everybody to just stop what they're doing a second so that we can point out Doomfist punched Far to death again. It wasn't a hallway that time rather than open space, but still, I would just like everybody to know that Far got punched to death by Doomfist. So Maze Wall's right here. We were probably waiting just to see if like 5 people were grouped up behind it to try and earth-shatter them as soon as they appeared. That would have been very upsetting for them, no doubt. I would have done it as well. I would have just done it sooner than that, basically. Like, as soon as he goes over that way, I'm pretty much gonna earth-shatter. Cause we got people grouped up behind him. Yeah, alright there, I'm gonna go. I'll probably hit May and Roadhog, if nothing else, but we waited the extra, like, half a second or so, and Roadhog. Reinhardt had time to get back in front of us again and actually blocked the Earth Shatter. So that's very sad. I would have done the exact same thing. I would have just done it slightly sooner. Earth Shatter is one of those things where you can't really hesitate. You just kind of have to do it because the window for actually hitting people with Earth Shatter tends to be very small. So that went well. We got it all the way to the end. So good job us. As we can see, this video is very long. So we've got a little bit more time to spend in Gibraltar. So, now we have to defend. We do have some questions in the email as well, by the way, so don't think that just because this video is 25 minutes long means we'll be gone by the end of the 40 minutes it takes us to finish this one. Oh no, we got another 20 minutes of ambling around to do at the end of the video as well. You'll be very excited to know about that one, I'm sure. So, our Doomfist just got absolutely dunked on by McCree, and now our Moira got dunked on by their Moira, apparently. So this is an excellent start for us. We're just going to fall back over here a little bit and wait for our team to regroup. They got plenty of time to get back, but as we can see, Zarya also got herself killed. We're doing goats? Is that what we're doing? We got a lot of tanks, certainly. What was our team count? No, we aren't. Okay. I don't know why I thought we were. I think I basically thought we still also had Roadhog and Zarya, so my mind just auto-filled too. Do we have goats? No, we do not actually have anything approaching goats, actually. It shouldn't be surprising to me. I almost never see goats. I've literally seen goats like 4 times in the last 2 months or so. And nobody's really playing goats. In my experience. Don't go posting on Reddit about it or anything. In my experience, no one's playing goats. So we're getting kind of absolutely minced to death. They've got 2 long-range DPS right there. One with a well, I say long-range. McCree is not long-range. They got 2 hit-scan DPS, is what I should actually just say. So Reinhardt can get some pretty good value against those heroes, as long as your team's going to be standing behind you. Let's just look at our team for a second, and we realize our team isn't really going to be standing behind us that much, so at this point I'd consider changing off of Reinhardt just because our team isn't really going to get a lot of value out of Reinhardt because they're kind of all going to be off doing their own thing, basically. So who are we going to be blocking for? Basically Moira and Bridget, but Bridget can block for herself, so given that we have Winston already, I'd basically just also go for a diver. I might also go Orisa instead, just because then you can still kind of block and stand on the objective, you know, all that kind of Reinhardt, but then also contest these people that will be very far away from us most of the time. But I'd probably just go D.Va, just because I'd go, well, Reinhardt's not going to work. They don't have a Reinhardt. It's not like I have to stay on Reinhardt to block anything. Their team is pretty susceptible to dive. We got Winston. I might as well lean into that and also pick D.Va. Or Zarya, you know, Zarya works well with Winston, bubble to Winston when he jumps in, all that. Combo Graviton with either Doomfist, basically, or Genji. So, just barely had the right angle to do that. This is not a good time to charge. This is a bad time to charge right here. It's so scary. We are, I mean, I know why we're charging. We want to try and pin D.Va right there. She's getting back into her mech. Even if we pin D.Va, she didn't lose her mech from that one. We're charging her into the rest of her team. Our team's not really going to be able to follow up. She only loses half her health on being pinned. It's not going to work. So all we ended up doing was just suiciding on them instead, which is slightly suboptimal, I would say, if nothing else. So we have almost got Earthshatter built up. Winston's out here using Primal Rage. Doomfist also used his ultimate, so we feel pretty obligated to come out here and also try and win this team fight. I thought we were only going to hit Mercy. We did also get McCree, so that's nice. I might have done it even if I only thought I was going to get Mercy, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, though, we have C9 to the objective also, which is suboptimal. There's room for improvement when you C9. So Genji's got Dragon Blade, that's cool. We did use a lot of ultimates. They also used a lot of ultimates, but we lost the previous fight, so us trading ultimates like back and forth like that is basically going to mean they have ult advantage on us now because they got to kill a bunch of people. So D.Va was all up in our grill, so we decided to pin her. That was not a very good time to decide to pin her either, basically just because we're all by our lonesome up here. We did manage to get away with it, because, you know, we didn't die, and we've gone really far away again. Yeah, I mean, the best thing to say about that pin is it would probably result in us dying faster if we didn't, like, run all the way over here, because the fight wasn't exactly going super well. But now we're just, like, really isolated from the rest of our team. Now, hey, Moira's here. Great. Now she can heal us, and we can actually go back into the fight. We were in a really awkward position on the last charge, to be fair. I wouldn't have charged. I would have just kept trying to run backwards towards the door, because charging looked like it resulted in certain death. We lived, so, you know, that's me shown, but from my perspective, that looked like certain death, so I would have rather just kept trying to jump back to the doorway. So we pinned D.Va again for about the 5th time in the last 3 minutes or so, which is nice for us, but I mean, we've gone really far away from our team again. Pinning D.Va doesn't necessarily mean we're even going to take her mech away from her, right? So, so far, I would say not a lot of these charges have been very good. That was about the perfect time to say that sentence, wasn't it? You know, it's not the end of the world that happened, but I mean, it was well-timed, wasn't it? So Roadhog's doing that, which is a drastic waste of ultimate. We shouldn't have been blocking that ultimate because there's, like, really no reason to do so. Maybe we thought we were going to die. You know, maybe you go, alright, right around now, you know, alright, I might die. I'll hold my shield up. Then as soon as, like, this is happening, I go, I'm not gonna die, actually. I'll take my shield down now. Because all that's gonna happen is Roadhog's gonna chew through a bunch of my shield with his ultimate right here, and me blocking it is gonna accomplish absolutely nothing, really. So now we just have to wait for our shield to recharge. And I mean, they gotta push it up the ramp, so it's hardly the end of the world still, but we didn't need to be blocking that. That was unfortunate. It just barely got hooked out from our shield. So we do have Earth Shatter built up. That's nice. They don't have anything to block Earth Shatter. Here comes the tire. I didn't actually hear the tire, so that took me by surprise, honestly, but we died to the tire. Zarya's Graviton was in a pretty unfortunate location. You notice how it was tucked away in the janitor's closet? It's not the greatest place for your team to be able to capitalize on your Graviton, you know? So, a bunch of our team died, sitting here and wait for our team to regroup, at least as much as we can, because we might have to go out here and fight regardless. Yep, now we have to start coming out so they don't actually get it to the end. Did actually wait, good patience. Most people would just kind of start going out. Don't jump when we Earth Shatter, because we did it again. Right there, jumped in like the tip of our arc. Don't do that. McCree's using Deadeye again. We did block it, but we were in the air, so we couldn't really block for anybody else, and yeah, they're gonna get it to the end now as well. They've got how much time left? 2 minutes? 2 minutes, 30 seconds. We finished with 1 minute and 44. So, hey, you know, not the end of the world. God, we still have so much game to go through, don't we? Jesus Christ. Such is payload, you know. Neither team got a boost, at least, you know, because we both finished with more than 1 minute left. So, no extensions for anybody, because we all did perfectly adequately for Blizzard's standards. The ladder is doing some interesting things right now. I was wondering what the fuck that was. It's the ladder. This is a well-made game, isn't it? Anyway. You see that article about the team getting saved because of the basketball glitch? Good times, good times. Well-made game, well-made game. Not so much of a thing with this map. I'm basically, I'm going to nitpick this, even though it doesn't really matter on this map specifically. Standing on the payload with your shield up often results in, like, your team taking damage, because the enemy team can shoot under your shield, because your people are not going to be standing up on the payload with you, right? So, like, right here, it doesn't matter, because they're staring down at us from high ground, so obviously they can't shoot under our shield, but Reinhardt players do this on, like, every map as well, so I'm going to say it regardless. You can shoot under the Reinhardt shield and hit people in the feet. And this is important to point out, I feel, because I've been playing a lot of Ashe, because I really like Ashe, and I fucking love when Reinhardt stands up on the payload, because I'm just gonna crouch down and shoot people in their feet the entire time, because the Reinhardt just doesn't suspect a thing, basically. So, it doesn't matter in this situation, because they're looking down at us right now, but on a map where you're on a more level field, the enemy team can shoot under your shield and shoot people standing around you, so bear that in mind. So, hey, look, there, you see? It did a different interaction for the countercharge while we were bubbled. Because we're bubbled right now, we both bonked, even though the shield was still on us at the time. And we saw previously, we didn't bonk, we pinned the guy that we should have countercharged. Isn't that funny? Maybe the Doomfist didn't actually finish his charge on the first one, but I'm pretty sure he did. If he didn't, like, he could have charged, so he's bad, regardless, but regardless, I assure you this bug with Reinhardt definitely does exist. Well, it's not so much the bug with Reinhardt specifically, because more than Reinhardt can bonk off of each other now at this point. Like, Doomfist and Bridget can bonk off of each other. It's a bug with the bonking with the bubble on you, because it doesn't know how to reconcile. Well, you should be crowd controlled, but you're crowd control immune right now. And if you charge somebody that has the bubble on them, you pin them, right? If they don't countercharge back at you. I assure you this bug does exist. As someone who played a fucking lot of Reinhardt, much to his chagrin, this bug definitely exists with the barrier. So, did we do that in the air again? Yes, but we were mostly done being in the air. So it's not the end of the world, but it is, you know, it's the penultimate days of the world. Oh, Reinhardt got pushed real far away off that hit, didn't he? Yeah, feels bad, feels bad. I like how that happens sometimes with Reinhardt, where you just hit somebody with the hammer and they fly 1,000 miles away. Here's a tip for you that'll sometimes save your life when Reinhardt's hitting you, right? And you can't get away from him because you either don't have a movement ability or it's on cooldown. If you jump when he's about to hit you with his hammer, sometimes that just hits you really far away. So if you know you can't get away from the dude, try jumping when he's about to hit you, and it might just bonk you really far away from Reinhardt and hit you to safety. This is actual tech with Genji, because you can deflect it as well, so you take no damage from it. But, it'll work with other people as well. Sometimes when you're in the air, sometimes just when you're on the ground and you get hit by the hammer, it just pushes you real far away. So if you got no other options, you can fucking pick a god and pray, you know? So now we're gonna do some Bastion strats, which I mean, whatever, I guess, you know, we've been here for 20 minutes or so people are pretty much just like, fuck it, let's go for it, right? So we've elected to sit all the way back here rather than go and stand up on the high ground over there. That's fair enough, given what we've decided that we're going to try and do, but it does sort of foreshadow that you have some kind of cheese coming at the same time if they don't see you up there. So, you know, it's fair enough with what we're going to do. I know why we're standing on this side, but this is just the thing with Reinhardt in general. Try to stand on the left side of Bastion, because Reinhardt holds the hammer in the right side. So you often end up blocking Bastion's line of sight. It looks like we were conscious of that, because we did a little bit of shuffling around. So, fair enough. But, just, you know, Reinhardt in general, try to stand on the right side of Bastion so that you don't block his line of sight. Which, the amount of times we're, like, feathering around, I think we're actually, like, cognizant of that. So now we got a boy all up in Bastion's grill trying to kill him. We don't like that. It's alright. Bastion took care of the situation. Hooray. We are sitting really far back, just trying to keep Bastion alive, basically, which is pretty much, you know, what you do. We actually didn't kill him. Damn! How inconsiderate of him to die before we could pin him into the wall that's right fucking there. He died like a frame before he got pinned. How about that? My son, can you believe that? The cat's been doing stuff in the background this entire time, so, you know. Why do we die? That's actually why I went back, but then I got distracted with my cat. You know how it is. We basically were just swinging into people while lasers were hitting us in the face. You know, unfortunate. Moira was ulting. Their Moira was ulting at the time, as well as ours, so, you know, it's not like we can block that one, to be fair. So we've managed to defuse their Bastion situation, which is nice, because, you know, they decided to go Bastion as well. They don't have Bastion anymore, which is the correct play. If the payload pirate ship comp doesn't work, you pretty much should give up on it on the first try, because it's basically like, if you don't get to go through on one push, it doesn't work, basically. Some disclaimer, sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't work. They don't let you get back on the payload again. So we're running back here with Bastion. We are like trying really hard to keep Bastion alive. We're sticking with him basically the entire time, which is nice, you know. Oh, that sucks. I didn't know he was over there, so that sucks. Oh, Jesus Christ. You ever just get fucking blasted by a tank point blank range? It is nice that we've been sticking with Bastion the entire time, because a lot of Reinhardt players will start off protecting the Bastion. This was a bad charge. They can't really punish us, but that was a bad charge. Most people will start protecting the Bastion, but then as soon as a fight breaks out, they just kind of like run off and start hitting people. Really, you're meant to just kind of stick to Bastion and try and keep him alive and, you know, hope he kills the entire rest of the team. So I like that we are sticking with him basically the entire time this has been happening. With a couple of exceptions, but we've been, like, sticking to the dude. So we got Earth Shatter. They don't have anything that can block Earth Shatter, so, you know, we're pretty much just waiting for our free money to line up, and here it is. And now we can run in. Ooh, So, this is the safe bet. The safe bet's unlikely to have catastrophic results, but, I would have pinned Roadhog in this situation instead. Because, I mean, we killed the dude, we killed Moira right there, right? So, I see Moira dies from that, and I go, alright. I see that's happening behind me. I go, alright, I'm gonna pin Roadhog. And we don't actually have to go that far, because as long as we're holding left the whole time, we'll actually stop in this alcove, and then we'll most likely be out of line of sight of the self-destruct. Because she's unlikely to drop it where it can see all the way down the ditch from that position. So I would have actually gone for the pin on Roadhog after killing Moira with the Fire Strike. If the Fire Strike didn't kill Moira, I would have just swung into them and then blocked it instead. But because Moira died, I go, alright, pin Roadhog to get out of the self-destruct as well. Because also just like, if he gets up in time and hooks you, then that'll feel real fucking bad. So, and we did actually get stunned, but we didn't get killed all the same, but, you know, it could have ended badly. So here's Hammond, you know, we all love Hammond, very annoying hero. We almost pinned him, we didn't quite pin him. McCree actually did us a solid right there, because we were going to go a lot further than we wanted to right there, but he stopped us, so that's nice of him. Thank you, McCree, I appreciate that. Who got played the game? It's probably Bastion. I don't think anything else really happened. No, it was McCree. Oh, yeah, he got the triple kill while we were in the air, didn't he? Right. Oh, it's not even that. It's not even that. It was this triple kill instead. Fair enough. So, how am I going to look at the email? Whatever, we're just going to have a really ugly fucking screen for a second while we go over here. There we go. Look at all those thumbnails up there. Yeah, I got a Pepsi Man Zentai suit thumbnails. What about bookmarked? What about it? Don't you want a Pepsi Man Zentai suit? If you don't, you need to rethink your life, my friend. So, how do I play against Diva Hog with my team comp? Everyone was just in deep, and it felt like the only useful thing I could do was once Mai goes in, is charge. I would have just not played Reinhardt in that situation, because our team... It's not like we needed to stay on Reinhardt because of what their team comp was. If our team comp was more static than it was, then I would have stuck with Reinhardt still. If it was more like, you know, Soldier, McCree, Ashe, something like that. Basically, if we didn't have Doomfist, Genji, Winston, I would have stayed on Reinhardt and basically just, like, stuck to them, stuck to the backline and tried to keep them alive. But given that we had a really divey comp and their team was quite vulnerable to dive as well, I would have just changed. But basically, if you're playing against Diva and Hog as Reinhardt, you're pretty much just like, assuming your team is like staticky so that you can actually block for them, you pretty much just stick to them, because if they've got a team comp like that, they're probably pretty divey, so the best thing you can really do is stick with your team and just peel for them and block, like, Roadhog and, any other, like, long-range heroes they have, and then peel for the rest of the team when they dive in. Basically just, like, play pretty, passively, because they're the sort of people that are hard for Reinhardt to really, like, get to and punish. So you pretty much just sit with your team and wait to punish them instead. You just play really passively. Question 2. How do I Ryan in the Bastion comp? Was it alright that I recharge my shield while body blocking for Bastion? Yes, that's fine. The thing is that, like, you know, that can end up getting you killed, depending on what you're looking at. So, like, if you're looking at, like, if you're staring like a Roadhog dead in the face, and you know you might get hooked into a Reaper or something, that's pretty scary to do. But at the same time, like, you ultimately want Bastion to survive, so if you, like, really can't block for Bastion because your shield's broken, and you, like, you need Bastion alive, you can body block for the Bastion, that's fine. Because the alternative, right, is the Bastion gets hooked into them and dies instead, which is also pretty bad. So, yeah, I mean, you pretty much played, like, as well as you can do with a Bastion comp as Reinhardt. I think you pretty much got it. We stuck to Bastion the whole time. We tried really hard to keep him alive. That's exactly what you do, and we pretty much did that. So, I don't really have anything to say about that, because it looked like you pretty much had it down already. We tried as hard as we could to keep Bastion alive, basically, with a couple of exceptions at the times, like we charged in pretty deep to them, but, like, outside of those, we stuck to Bastion pretty much the whole time, which is the idea. So, yeah, it's fine if you body block for him while you're recharging your shield. Be careful, sometimes that'll result in you dying, but you might also make the call that you dying is less important than Bastion dying, so you might just decide to take the death so you keep Bastion alive at the same time. But yeah, you pretty much got how you play with Ryan, Ryan in the Bastion comp down. You stuck to him and protected him. So, there you go. Thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you felt I answered your questions from the email inadequately, please let me know and I'll try to expand further. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. And I hope you found the video helpful.